Guys, how many of you want to work on your money? You want more money in 2025? Like, you want to stack up that dough, bro. You want that money, honey? Hey, I'm going to try something out today and come in here, teach you guys some wealth tips from some things that I've learned over the years. I am by no means a fucking financial expert. However, I have done relatively well financially over the years, and here's some things that I've done. I won my first real estate property. I made $80,000 off of that with putting $0 down. So I made that in about 18 months. Put $0 down. When I sold that house, I made about $80,000. My second place, I think I put less than $10,000 down if I remember correctly, and I sold that one. I made about $200,000, and that took me 2 or 3 years. I think it was about 2 years. What else? Things that I want to talk about on here. I have personally generated, millions of dollars over the years as an entrepreneur. And I learned to break my financial ceiling when I was in the military. So I used to do some day trading in stocks. Like one of the biggest days in day trading in stocks, I made like $3,000 in 10 minutes. That was pretty cool. So anyways, I'm going to talk a little bit about some things that I've learned over the years, to some tips on wealth, okay? And when I say wealth, I am going to talk about money today. Money's a sensitive subject for a lot of people. It triggers a lot of people. But the fact of the matter is that money, if you have more of it, makes life a lot smoother, right? So we're going to dive into money specifically, and wealth does mean more than just money. But without getting too long into this, I have 4 keys that I'm going to teach to what I call 4 keys to riches in this video. So there's 4 of them, and I'm going to go over all 4 of them in this video so you can walk away with the ability to increase your earnings, all right? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Jeremiah Sullivan. I'm a former Army Ranger, and now today I'm an entrepreneur. But what I do today is I help people achieve their goals even faster. I help them achieve their goals in business and in their life, and that's what I do. So I never really thought that I could be successful in life, even though I really wanted to be successful. That was a big goal of mine as a kid. I always liked that movie Aladdin. That was like my favorite movie when I was younger because I could relate. I saw myself as that poor kid from the little town of 300 people in Northern California, and I just resonated with him, But when I broke my limiting beliefs, when I changed my mindset, everything in my life changed. I became an Army Ranger. I became an infantry officer, then Army Ranger, then commander. I went from running 2 miles to 100 miles, and then I became an entrepreneur. I got published in Forbes magazine. I coached the leaders of a $1 billion company. So my whole life changed because I worked on my mindset and I destroyed my limiting beliefs, okay? So the 4 keys to riches, let's just dive into it because this could be a really long, when I teach this to my students, it's like we're going to talk for a whole hour, and I'm only going to get through, it's going to be an introduction to these. So I'm going to do the best I can to go into these. What I have learned over the years is that there's 4 keys to riches. So if you want to become more rich, more money, the 4 things that you need to adjust and to work on are, number 1, your relationship to money. Write these down because you guys want to figure out, you want to study these and figure out how you can work on these on your own, okay? So number 1 is your relationship with money. If you have a bad relationship, a toxic relationship with money, you have an emotional, it makes you want to throw up when you spend, or when you have a toxic relationship with money is where you have a very unhealthy relationship with it. You overhold, you over secure it, you overly protect it, you overly spend it, right? That's a very toxic relationship. If money, you believe money is bad to you, that's a toxic relationship. Money should be a very neutral thing inside of your mind. I struggled with my relationship with money when I first started trying to change my earnings. I wanted to ignore my money a lot. So that's number 1, is you want to change and adjust your relationship. Make sure you have a healthy relationship with money. Do you have a healthy relationship with money? Yes or no? Go ahead and write that down. Number 2 is, if you want to increase your riches, if you want to increase your earnings, the second thing that you have to do is work on the impact that you're making. All right, so if you have a job, a W-2 job, or if you're a contractor, or in any area of your life, the more complex problem you solve, the bigger of an impact you're making. So motivation only goes so far, right? Like I can motivate people to go to the gym, but if I can transform them and help them get six packs, that actually pays, right? So that's a bigger impact, all right? So you want to work on your impact that you're making in the world. Are you making a big enough impact in your duty, in your position that you're in your job, or as a contractor, or as a business owner, or whatever it is that you do? Number 3 is if you want to increase your earnings, your riches, you need to work on, you need to work on the law of compensation. The law of compensation means that you get paid for what you give. So the more complex problems that you solve, the bigger impact that you make, the more you're going to get paid. So maybe you're making a good impact, like you're helping people with their fitness, but they're getting motivated, and you can get a transformation working one-on-one. Well, the law of compensation would be you could help 1,000 people get a transformation. If you could impact 1,000 people, you'll get paid more. So number 3, the third key to riches, to work on your law of compensation. Who can you help, and how many more people can you help at scale? Like how can you scale your level of impact? And then number 4 is if you want to increase your riches, the 4th key is to work on your mindset, your skill set, your habits, and your team. Okay? So your mindset is how much money you're thinking about on a regular basis. Are you thinking about thousands, tens of thousands, millions, tens of millions, billions? What's the financial number that you're constantly thinking about that you're familiar with? You want to work on that mindset. How big can you think about how much you can earn on a regular basis when you're not thinking? Okay? Your skill set is your ability to get the job done. If you want to increase your earnings, you have to continue to invest into your skill set, your ability to get the job done. So just because you can get transformations, maybe you can get 1,000 people and you can get them to get a six-pack. Well, if you want to go beyond working with 1,000 people, you actually have to invest in your skill set of, say, being a leader, right? Maybe you're going to build other people, other trainers that are going to help you influence and change other people's lives. So you want to work on your skill set, your ability to lead. That is a skill set. Your habits, that's the next one. So your mindset, your skill set, your habits. You want to work on your financial habits. If you want to get more rich, you want to make more money, you got to be more disciplined. And just like you would get a six-pack, you got to have money macros, right? You got to have a financial plan, or at least a concept of how you're allocating your money and stuff like that. You want to work on, so some habits that I have Money Mondays. That's a day where I talk a lot about money to help me focus on what my money goals are. And I talk a lot about that. Another habit that I have is Financial Fridays. Financial Fridays is where I go into my money and I kind of make sure I'm being disciplined, and I check on it, right? I work on my defense. And then the last thing is your team. If you want to increase your riches, you got to invest in your team, and you got to work on your team. You need to surround yourself with the best people. And here's a little hack for all you guys. A lot of you guys focus a lot of effort and energy on your worst people, and you ignore your best people. If you want your earnings to go up in your life, you want your riches to go up, if you have a business, if you have a wife, you have a husband, you have a daughter, you have somebody on your team that's really fucking good to you, can you invest into them and help them ascend, help them grow, and help them with their impact, the law of compensation, the skill set? Because when you help your team go up, everybody goes up. Okay? It's and you want to also work on building out your team. So it's, maybe you can use your money to bring somebody else into your team, like another financial expert, or somebody that's good at sales, or somebody that can teach you maybe something about, like I got into life insurance recently, somebody that could teach you about life insurance policies, or something like that. So adding people to your team is something that you can do with your money to increase your riches as well. So those are the 4 keys to riches. Guys, let me know if you like this video. I know this is a little bit different than what I normally talk about, but I teach those in details to my students, and I figured today was a good day to come on. Wealth Wednesday is what I'm calling it. If you guys want more tips like this on Wednesdays, or wealth tips or whatnot, let me know in the comments down below what specific areas you want help with, and I'll see what I can do. Just want to help you guys out. I'm by no means, none of this is financial advice. This is just simply for educational purposes, and I'm sharing some tips that I've learned over the years that have really helped me. So those are the 4 keys to riches. Replay the video if you guys want to learn them again, memorize them, study them, and until next time, conquer all.